welcome to Cinema Trailer News. My name is Chris, and this will be my spoiler review for episode 7 of The Last of Us. Another amazing episode. This is up there with episode 3 and 5, as these beautiful tragic stories that are little interludes from the overall story of Joel and Ellie. This one is so good. So episode 7 is actually based on The Last of Us DLC, Left Behind. There's also a love letter to Mortal Kombat, a fantastic placement, and it's the game that brings Ellie and Riley together. Episode 7 is the second episode written entirely by Neil Druckmann. He also wrote episode 2, and he's the co-writer of the season finale episode 9, along with Craig Mason, who wrote all the other episodes himself. Craig Mason wrote those two. See a creative force behind the game so heavily involved in the adaptation of the game is fantastic, and it's turning out so well. And I think this could potentially open the door for other game creators to become driving force and the adaptation of their games as well. Now let's talk about the point of this episode. Well, so far in this standalone episode, we've seen two couples, Bill and Frank, a married couple, and Harry and Sam, brothers. They both choose there in some cases to go out the way they wanted, and because they didn't want to be around without the other anymore. And I think this episode offers an eternity interesting enough to both those scenarios, because when Riley and Ellie receive the death sentence, Ellie doesn't know she's immune. Obviously, they choose to take whatever time they can get, especially since they just started their own romance. That's a very important distinction. Bill and Frank got to have their romance. We saw it at the first and last day too, but they will take us apart. Think about the tragedy of Riley and Ellie, first and last day being the same night. That's really good writing in any medium. Not only do Riley and Ellie make the choice to lose their minds together, which was poetic as they say, but once Riley dies, Ellie realizes she's immune, and she makes the choice to keep going, just like Joe does. So that shows the similarity in personnel that not everybody thinks the same. So that's fascinating. This is why even when it seems like the end of the line for Joe, Ellie won't hinge on him until the last possible minute, just like she did with Riley, and to some degree taught her that, and I thought that was beautiful. Now, how about those sets for this episode? Holy moly, the production team went above and beyond, from the rooftop sequences, very comic booky, love those, and also of course the mall. Whoa, the mall. By the way, the fake movie is an Easter egg from the game Dawn of the Whoops Part 2. When the lights first turn on, truly magical, and Ellie has never been in the mall. And kudos to Bella Ramsey, she's taking over this role. She's fantastic, but here she sells. She doesn't oversell, which is important. That Ellie has never seen any of this stuff, and she made it that believable without being stupid or comedian. It seemed real. So episode 7 is full of great moments, but my favorite by far is the shot of the carousel with Elliot stealing an romantic look up at Riley. That's gorgeous, and I think that just perfectly captures the day night and this episode. So yes, there are many fantastic moments of Ellie and Riley, both testing the wastes of potential romance, and Riley holding on a little too long in the photo booth. And Riley's got a gay, and she's also quite the romantic, and such an amazing planet. She puts this day together and thought of everything out, so it went so smoothly, well, as smoothly as it could. And I mean, well, not only is that an act of love, but it speaks too much to what's so great about Riley and how special she is. Kudos to Storm Reed to this episode. She does a fantastic job bringing Riley to life. So what a day, so epic. It even had the title of Four Wonders, and right out of the DLC, by the way, but brought to life so well here that the show makes the story its own, which is how you do an adaptation right. The carousel was beautiful and it reminded me of Mary Poppins, and the photo booth right off the game. And I wonder why these photos has never come up again. I imagine Ellie still has them. Maybe we'll see them again someday. I imagine it has to be extremely painful for her. And the arcade, oh, love it. Riley and Ellie generally enjoying Mortal Kombat all on their own. Like, they just love it. And to see them have a great time in the arcade is really awesome. We even get to see some old school Mortal Kombat gameplay. Oh, it's fantastic. So the date night is going so well that they almost kiss here. And I think Ellie just can't take being in romantic limbo anymore, which is why she tries to say, okay, peace out, I gotta go home. But Riley promised her a gift, which is volume 2 of the Palm Book, which of course we have been seeing in other episodes. But the discovery of the explosive underscore that Riley and Ellie really are now in different sides of a civil war, and it doesn't seem like they can get on the same side, especially since Riley's being moved to Atlanta Firefly's base. And Marlene won't let her take Ellie, even though she asks. So Ellie decides to put it all on the line because they're not going to see each other again. And Ellie just go for it. It was just beautiful. And the Halloween store scene was so great. And I love this representation in many ways. And they do finally kiss, and they do decide to stay together, and it was so gorgeous that moment, and it was great to see them go for it and be rewarded for that. And I thought it was really nice. But then the music brings the infected right to them, and really surprised that despite Riley about to graduate from further school and Ellie having spent her whole life in one, that they weren't more infected. So how they weren't more infected? Well, Riley never counted them and properly searched the mall for infected. And she had a gun. She can also take them out. And even and when the infected goes after her, they will struggle, and she still had bullets in the gun, and she could have be more of a fight because they were thinking of using the bullets on themselves, but I think that was an intentional choice.
There's some more stuff over there you can break.
There's more stuff over there you can break.
The way I see it, we got two options.
The way I see it, we got two options.
Option one, you take the easy way out.
What? We take the easy way out?
It's quick and painless. I'm not a fan of option one.
Quick, painless. No, I don't like option one.
Two, we fight. Fight for what?
Option two. We just keep going.
We're gonna turn into one of those things.
There are a million ways we should have died before today.
It ends this way for everyone sooner or later, right?
And a million ways we can die before tomorrow. But we fight for every second we get to spend with each other.
But we don't quit. It's 2 minutes. Or 2 days. I don't want to give that up.
Whether it's 2 minutes or 2 days, we don't give that up. I don't want to give that up. My vote? Let's just wait it out. You know, we can be all poetic and just lose our minds together.
We could just be all poetic and shit and lose our minds together.
What's option 3?
What's option 3?
Sorry. Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's get out of here.
But I think given the training and all of that, they could have been more effective. Now, I like the cutting from Feather, though, and I appreciate the complex, realistic view of Feather. He doesn't try to indoctrinate Ellie, he doesn't feed her some conspiracy theory, he just level with her, and I believe that Feather, at least in Boston, is really trying. It's hard to maintain order, but I don't think Feather, the Fireflies, or even the Commune that we saw, can do an ideal job and actually get the job done. And of course, this is just a snapshot. We don't really know everything that the Cuttons has done and how honest he's really been with us or himself. But I like the guy, and I think he did something important for Ellie, and he taught her to think things out. Finally, the book ends of the episode are of course Joe being severely wounded, and he tells Ellie to leave him, willing he from his nightmare to come true. He has failed Ellie, and he tells her to go back to Tommy, go back to the original plan, go back to Tommy. When he sees her go upstairs, he thinks this is like a very strong chance. This is the last time that she's listening to him, and this is it. And you see a tear roll down his cheek, and that was pretty amazing. But instead, she finds a needle and a tray, slightly different from the DLC. In the DLC, she was exploring another mall that was abandoned, and she finds down a helicopter that has an abandoned medical kit in it. So that's where she gets the needle and tray from. But then here she went to a find a dirty needle and thread like from a sewage kit that has been like in a drawer like for 20 years, and then she goes to patch up Joe. I think she should have cleaned that needle and all stuff, because I don't know, it will be the right thing to do before patching up Joe. But that's the end of the episode, and I think it really captures the beauty of the relationship between Ellie and Riley from the game. It was just beautiful done, and enhanced the Ellie going forward and what she will become. And I can't wait for the next episode. And if you play the game, you know it's going to be a really big episode, and it's going to be great. And this show is being so great so far, amazing. I love that, and very faithful, but also taking risks, and I love that. And that's my review for episode 7 of The Last of Us. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Also, let me know down in the comments what do you think of this episode. I'm curious to see your thoughts, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.